we have a not a story this time. We have a poem, and we'll have our regular saying a few blessings for Shabbat kind of thing. So we'll start with our song. We haven't done this one to start recently, but you probably know it, and if you don't know it, you've probably heard it. I know we've done it at Mahar at our JCS music stuff. So it's Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom Aleichem. Havenu Shalom, Shalom, Shalom Aleichem. And that just means we bring you greetings of peace. Shalom Aleichem is a greeting, among other things. It says peace to you, and so when we say Havenu Shalom Aleichem, we're saying we're bringing you greetings of peace. So that's always a nice way to welcome each other and to try to start Shabbat. So we have a story coming up about Shabbat, or it's actually not about Shabbat at all, but it's a poem about stories. That's how I'd put it. But before we do that, it is Shabbat. We should sing a Shabbat song, probably. So we've got a lot of choices because there's a lot of Shabbat songs. So maybe we'll do two back to back really quick. So the first one we'll do is, Bim Bam Shabbat Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, chiri biri biri bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Bim bam doesn't really mean anything in Hebrew or in English. It's just another way of saying something like la la la. And Shabbat Shalom means Shabbat Shalom. It's a greeting for Shabbat. So that's one of our songs. Another Shabbat song that we can do is a song called Zol Zayin Shabbos. We haven't done this one in a while. So Zol Zayin Shabbos, there's 4 words to this song. They're in Yiddish, but there's 4 words. Zol, Zayin, Shabbos, and Sholem. So Zol Zayin means there should be or let there be. Shabbos is how you say Shabbat in Yiddish. And Sholem is how you say peace in Yiddish. And the words for Shabbat and for peace in Yiddish are the Hebrew words, just pronounced the way Yiddish speakers pronounce them. So Shalom becomes Sholem, Shabbat becomes Shabbos. Yababai, yababai, bim bam, bim bam, yababai, yababai, Shabbos, Zol Zayin, Shabbos, 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 Zol Zayin, Shabbos, Yababai, Bim Bam, Bim Bam, Yababai, Bim Bam Bam, Yababai, Bim Bam, Bim Bam, Yababai, Bim Bam Bam, Sholem, Sholem, Zol Zayin, Sholem, 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 Zol Zayin, Sholem, Yababai, Bim Bam, Bim Bam, Yababai, Bim Bam Bam, Yababai, Bim Bam, Bim Bam, Yababai, Bim Bam Bam. So those are both pretty much Bim Bam, Shabbat Shalom kinds of songs, right? So one is just Bim Bam, Shabbat Shalom. And the other one is there's some Yababais and Bim Bam, and then there's Zol Zayin Shabbos, let there be Shabbat, Zol Zayin Sholem, let there be peace. Because we connect Shabbat with peace. The idea is that Shabbat is calm, is a chance to have some peace, a chance to rest. So Shabbat and Shalom, Shabbat and peace, or Shabbos and Sholem, again, Shabbat and peace go really well together as ideas, which is why we keep saying them together, I guess, and have for hundreds of years. People have said Shabbat Shalom to each other for probably hundreds of years. So we had some Shabbat songs, and we had our song welcoming each other, Havenu Shalom Aleichem. And I said that we'd not have a full-fledged story this time, but we would instead have a short poem, actually, about Shabbat, about stories, actually. And grab your grown-up. Do you have your grown-up? Grown-up, are you there? I'm going to assume you're there. Grown-up, I want you to see this book. This is called Honey on the Page, a treasury of Jewish children's literature. Some of the things are poems, some of the things are shorter stories, some are a little longer, but they are all translated from Yiddish by Professor Miriam Udell, and there's lots and lots of great stories. This is the biggest book of Jewish children's literature, of Yiddish children's literature I've ever seen. And there's lots of stories, and there's essays about the stories and the writers and things like that too. So this is a poem called Where Stories Come From, which seems like a really good poem to read about stories, by Ida Maze, or Massey, who lived from July 1893 until June 1962. So she was born in Minsk, which is now Belarus, and eventually moved to Montreal in Canada. And this is her poem about where stories come from. Somewhere very far away, where wagons will not go, there stands a little cottage as it stood for years, just so. Sitting quiet and abandoned, doors and shutters bolted shut. Days and years pass, only wind blows through the chimney of the hut. Everybody's known for years, its people all have gone away. Only wind blows in the chimney, not a soul has come to stay. One night when all are sleeping and wind is sleeping too, lights come on inside the cottage, and smoke wafts up the flue. Door and shutter are unbolted, in a corner by a light sits a grandpa learning Torah. A child listens with delight to grandpa's tales of wonder beams, absorbs them through her dreams. Hard by the hearth a spinning wheel from silken thread, so thin and soft. Grandma spins her lovely stories, and with the smoke sends them aloft. The smoke takes up the grandma's stories, repeats them to a wind beguiled. On its wings the wind will spread them, giving some to every child. And so there's this lovely picture, it's a little bit hard to see, of the scene that we just imagined. with a grandpa studying Torah and somebody listening and a grandma spinning stories from a spinning wheel. So where do those stories come from? Some of it's imagination, and some of it is memory. Some of it is thinking about what could be, and some of it is thinking about what was. So that's why the grandpa's reading Torah. That's what was, and the grandmother is spinning thread on her spinning wheel. That's the things that will be, the things that we imagine and that we can create. So where do stories come from? They come from us. That's where stories come from. For Shabbat and for anything else, stories come from us. And the Torah is part of our story too. It's Shabbat, so we should do our blessings for candles and for wine and for challah. So here are my wooden candles. I keep bringing the wooden ones so that I don't cause a problem in the office. I don't want to spill anything or burn anything. So here are my candles. And I will use the blessing that I usually use. Nivarech et haor ba'olam, nivarech et haor ba'adam, nivarech et haor shel Shabbat. Let us bless the light in the world. Let us bless the light in humanity. Let us bless the light of Shabbat. And I don't have wine as usual. I have my pretend wine. And actually, I can't find my pretend wine cup, but I have my pretend wine bottle. So we'll go with the pretend wine bottle. And if you have grape juice or something like that, you can use that too. I actually like grape juice better than wine, but that's just me, and you can use grape juice. Nivarech et borei pri hagafen, let us bless those who create the fruit of the vine. And if you have a drink, you can drink. And if you have challah or bread, you can have challah or bread. Mine are still wood, because I don't want to make a mess in the office. And here we'll say the blessing for challah. Nivarech et hamotziim lechem min haaretz, let us bless those who bring forth bread from the earth. So we've had our poem, we've had our Shabbat songs, we've had our welcome song, we've had our Shabbat stuff, our candles and our challah, and maybe you had some juice. We just have one song left. This will be a really fast Friday Shabbat this time, because the story wasn't very long, but it was a pretty cool poem. And I'm excited to be able to have more stories from that book. So the last song that we're going to do is one that you maybe know the words for, but you probably don't know the melody. So adults, if you're there and you know the words, you can help out. So it's our usual Na'aseh Shalom. So Na'aseh Shalom Ba'olam, Na'aseh Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Ha'olam, V'nomar Amen, V'imru Amen, or V'imru Shalom. Let us make peace in the world. Let us make peace for us and for the whole world, and let us say Shalom, peace. But it's a new tune. It's a new tune from a band, an Israeli group called Nava Tehillah. Nava Tehillah means come let us praise. Na'aseh shalom ba'olam, Na'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol ha'olam, ve'al kol ha'olam, ve'imru shalom. Na'aseh shalom ha'olam, Na'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol ha'olam, ve'al kol ha'olam, ve'imru shalom. Na'aseh shalom ba'olam, Na'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol ha'olam, Ve'al kol ha'olam ve'imru shalom. Yai bye ya bye, yai bye ya bye, bye, yai bye bye, yai bye bye, ya bye, ya bye. We'll sing the song one more time. Ready? Na'aseh shalom ba'olam, Na'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol ha'olam, ve'al kol ha'olam, ve'imru shalom, ve'imru shalom. So I hope that after Shabbat is done, you do things to help bring peace. And I hope that you have a good Shabbat, a Shabbat Shalom, and I'll see you